Hey, Floppy.
Yes, mate.
Why can't Barbie ever get pregnant?
Just toy?
Because Ken comes in another box. We're Hack the Dino. Bring you the gaming cast. The past, present, and future of video games.
I like that. Gonna remember that one.
I'm back, baby. No more sick pen. Yeah, coming at your face with my fists of funny. Ugh. We bring you the past, present, and future of video games news, previews, and discussions. As mentioned before, I am Ben Rosenthal. This camera is way too low. So those of you watching on youtube.com/HackTheDino or live over at twitch.tv/HackTheDino, sign off in the comments and say, dude, your camera's too low. And we will see that and go, yes, the camera is too low.
It's better than when it was too low when we were on the couch.
That's true. That is true.
No
that
crutch
voice
shots.
you heard, for those of you listening to a podcast on all podcast apps, was that of the co-host extraordinaire, the man who has 1,000 words and not one more, the enigmatic, the hydraulic, Floppy Starrick.
Hello.
Why are you hydraulic?
I'm not 100% sure of myself. Yeah. I'm hydromatic.
Yep.
Systematic.
Say, busting into
Ultramatic.
grease lightning for sure.
I'm essentially grease lightning.
What's this really problematic line in Grease Lightning?
Which one? I think it's
You know I'm not bragging. It's a real... Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Anto!
Hello.
Tell us about your pussy wagon.
Well, I don't have one because I don't drive.
okay.
I like that. That's cool.
So yeah, it doesn't exist.
Cool. Anto, this is... you've been gone on a mystical journey.
A mystical journey indeed.
Last time we heard, you were disembodied and scattered across the United States. So how'd you pull yourself together?
Literally.
Yeah, no idea. I think I fell into a black hole and got spat back out 2 weeks in the future.
Is this possibly a time dilation type scenario? Are
Yes.
you from the past?
I am actually Antu.
It's Antu.
Ooh, my
You know what
arch
that
nemesis.
means? You know what that means?
What?
I have to reset his score and the quiz on your face.
I'm okay with that.
But we have got so much to talk about tonight. Like, so much. And I'm not just saying that to like stretch out time because we actually don't have a lot to talk about. We actually have
A lot to talk about.
so much to talk about. But
It was quite the head shake there, Anto.
Yeah, something's going wrong.
before we do, I would like just to reiterate that you can head on over to hackthedino.com and see all the stuff that we do. You can catch up on our Instagram. You can find out the latest videos that we do, which are proving to be very successful for some strange reason.
Which ones?
The ones where we go hunting.
I should watch some of them.
Yeah.
Or make some.
Hunting for retro. Yeah, it's a good idea. Primarily it's me because I do it a lot. But yeah, feel free to head over there, find our Instagram, go there, find our YouTube, drop us a like there, leave some comments, let the algorithm, do its thing.
Get a friend to watch.
Yeah, tell some people. Have had a lot of podcast people join us recently, so thank you. Appreciate your ears.
I had a couple of people join yesterday.
Oh, really? You forced them?
Yes, I made them do it.
That's how we do it here at Hack the Dino.
All it takes is a little bit of kind words and a big piece of wood.
It was done at Nerf gunpoint.
And Ken in a box.
Yeah.
Hackthedino.com. Leave a comment. Leave a like. In fact, right now, as you're listening to this, just tell one person. Just go on your Facebook or your Instagram and just go, hey, listen to these guys. They are not as problematic as you would think.
Not quite as problematic.
2 out of 3 of them aren't as problematic as you would think.
Yeah, I'm
Correct.
still recovering from the Anto's a misogynist comment from
I
like a
didn't
month
say
ago.
you were a misogynist. I heavily implied it.
Exactly.
Legally, I didn't say it.
I don't remember that.
Well, good. That means it didn't happen. Floppy, do you remember what you've been playing this week?
I do. I got a few things on the go actually. Last time I'd been talking about trying to get off the tutorial island for Tears of the Kingdom.
How many hours did you spend on that tutorial island?
4-ish, maybe.
Nice.
And I've got off of there, dove down into the wide world of Hyrule, come across the little village that you start off at, and done the first little pew into the sky from the Sky Tower.
Nice.
I think they're
Yep.
called.
Yep.
Which was cool. I was very happy to get off that tutorial island. But I'm not feeling it.
Not feeling it?
I'm not feeling it. So I have decided I'm going to put it down for a little while. I'm not giving up on it.
Yep.
I really do want to play it. But I got a little bit frustrated and fed up. And I didn't want to get too negative, so I've decided to put it aside for a while.
Yep.
I'm getting the feeling that it's got everything in it that made Breath of the Wild, great. And then me personally feels like it's had some other shit shoehorned in, which sits on top and is not as great.
So we were discussing beforehand, and
How come I can't run that fast?
because this is in super fast speed.
Yeah.
Likewise, I'm actually having a break from it as well. I love this game. I think it's fantastic, but it's too darn big. Like, it's actually... I was telling the story that I'm up to the third temple, the water temple. And I thought, no, I want to explore. I want to do some stuff. So I decided to go into the depths.
Oh, I went into one of them things.
Yeah, and spent two game playing sessions, which generally go for about 2 to 3 hours for me when I have the time, just exploring the depths. And it's just so anxiety driving. Like, there is so much to do that my anxiety is gearing up when I'm playing it, and I'm getting to the point where it's like not as much fun anymore.
You get a bit like work?
No. It's just too daunting.
Oh, okay.
Too daunting.
I
It's
didn't
like
get that.
too
I
much.
just died.
And I'm just going, I'm never going to get to Ganon. There is just too much. Yes, you could beeline it and do it in about 30 hours, but if I'm Link...
In about 30 hours if you beeline it. We'll be talking about that later.
if I want to like defeat Ganon, I want to be all-powerful Link who just whoops his ass, because that's what Link is.
You know what I did love? The is it Ascension? Ascend power? That was freaking sweet.
Do you know that started out as a debug thing for the programmers? And they went, hey, this is fun. Let's include this.
That is a power. I think that is an excellent addition.
Yeah.
The fuse and the rewind ones, I think, are shit.
Yeah. I'm just going to step away from it for a bit. There's other games I want to play, like Trek to Yomi came out as PlayStation Plus that I really want to sink my teeth into. And there's also a game that I can't talk about yet that I've been playing, which is fun.
I was saying to Anto before, though, I think what I'm going to do is just pop it aside until I get my guide, and then maybe use a little bit of that and play along with it to just sort of,
Balance things out.
Balance things out and get the fun back, I think is what I want to do. But put that aside, and I decided I'll just play something quick and easy. I installed Cyberpunk. I never played it when it first came out. I tried it and was like, no, I'm going to wait until this is fixed, and then never went back because of too many games.
Well, according to the devs, it wasn't that bad at launch, and it was just the cool thing to do to hate Cyberpunk.
Well, depends on what you were playing it on too.
That's right. I quite like playing my next-gen games at sub 20 frames per second.
So like I had friends that played it on PC and had a great time.
Yeah.
People that played on consoles, not so much.
No.
But I've just started playing that, and it's actually quite cool. If I'm going to finish it, I don't know. I just needed something different for a little while.
Yep.
So I popped that in, and I've put a short game in. I've decided to jump back onto my Dark Pictures anthology games, and I'm finishing off House of Ashes, and then I'll be playing Devil in Me. Ooh. Probably should stream some of that. They're really cool.
You should.
House of Ashes is one that's sort of set in the Middle East. You play between some Soviet soldiers, some US soldiers. There's some archaeology type people in there. There's a hidden...
You mean archaeologists?
Yep, archaeologists.
Good.
There's an ancient temple that's been uncovered. There's some creatures. It's good fun. They're great games. I really enjoy them. They're like 10 hours, which means for 30 for me.
Yep. Do you know what else is 30?
Some of my pairs of underwear.
Anto!
I'm 32.
But you look 30.
Oh, thank you.
Ish.
Plus or minus 2 years.
Plus or minus 2 years.
The youngest I've been told since I turned 30 was 27. So.
Oh, that's nice. I got told just today that I look too young to have a 16-year-old daughter.
Okay. I mean, I guess it's a compliment,
Said,
right?
well,
Really?
she's 15 and a half. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's fine.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Anto, you've been playing some things.
I have.
What have you been playing?
To no one's surprise, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, right. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. It's, just a 35-year-old series that's sold millions of copies per installment around the world, but yeah, whatever.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Besides that, so since I was last on the show, I've been working on Dark Souls 3. I'm doing a platinum run of that. I've got, I think, one more playthrough of the main story to do to finish that. Sonic Origins Plus came out. So I've been playing some of the Game Gear Sonic games and playing as Amy for the first time ever, which is really fun. She has a hammer, which is
Dude,
hilarious.
you know we all want to hear you talk about Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, I'm
Fucking
just
do
trying
it.
not
Just
to.
do it. Do it. Just, we'll stop you if you go too far.
I like the way he's being very reserved as well.
I
Usually
know.
Anto's very like, yeah, I've been playing the other, and now he's like, yes, this evening I've been playing Final
Good old
Fantasy
Walter
16.
Cronkite.
I'd like to admit that
News reporter from a long time ago.
I'm Anto, and sorry, it's Antu.
Antu
I'm
today.
Antu.
So, what do you think of Final Fantasy 16?
It's-
Your long-awaited...
10 out of 10, my game of the year.
Wow.
Honestly, it's...
Until Sonic Superstars comes out.
No. Like, Sonic Superstars is going to be just classic 2D Sonic. It's going to be good. It's not going to be mind-blowing. The demo alone made me go, okay, this is going to be special. The game itself has blown away every expectation I had from just what was possible.
What does it do differently to other Final Fantasy games that has made this stand out for you?
The story,
Okay.
mainly. Story and characters. I'm not going to go into spoiler territory, which is why I'm only showing the very first boss fight from what was in the demo. And the fact that it's not a turn-based game is the biggest deviation.
That
for
was
the
going
series.
to be my next question, because from what I've been reading, like every review I've read, people are loving this game. But a lot of them are saying, and not as a negative thing, it's not an RPG.
I would say it is an RPG in a very similar way to things like The Witcher and Assassin's Creed and, other action-based third-person games are.
I wouldn't call it Assassin's Creed an RPG. I'd call it an action-adventure.
So are you like just buffing your weapons and that does more damage, as opposed to having the turn-based wait, you can now be an action man?
Yeah, this is very similar
Greatest hero of them all?
to... The easiest comparison is this is like Devil May Cry Lite.
That's the comparison I've read. Yes, thank you. Yep.
There's not really a focus on buffing or any of that stuff.
I love Buffy.
Elemental damage isn't really taken into account. The main thing I've found is the battle system allows for a completely different style of play depending on the person playing. I'm not going to go into it too much more because I will be here for like 5 hours and we don't have that time.
Afrinix in the live chat just said she's heard negative things about the change in frame rate from in and out of battle.
Yeah, so what they've done is they've locked it at 30 frames a second when you're in the overworld and you're wandering between mission points and outside of battle.
So as God intended us to enjoy things?
But then they ramp it up to 60 frames a second in battle so that you can actually react to stuff in real time. Which I haven't found an issue with it. I think the only time I noticed was when I played the demo and was a bit like, oh, the motion blur is a bit weird. Which you can't turn off, which is an annoyance for me because I like turning off motion blur. Frame rate, I find if I haven't played it for, like a day, I'll notice that it's a bit jittery to begin with, but then I immediately get used to it and it's fine.
Is it one of those things that if you're looking for it, you notice it, but if you don't, it's sort
and
of...
like if you play it in, because there's two graphics modes. There's performance, which ramps it up to 60 frames in battle, and then it's 30 everywhere else. Or there's just visual mode or graphics mode where it looks a little bit better, but it is kept at 30 and sometimes dips below. That's a totally different argument to have. Floppy loves 30 FPS and like 24 FPS because he's a big movie guy.
60 frames looks like the Keystone Cops.
60 frames to me is how action games should be played. Is just my opinion. Which, not be all end all, but to me it makes a difference in combat. I've switched it between and played a bit here and there on both performance and graphics mode. I couldn't play very well at 30 for some reason. And I think it's just because I've spent, I think it's like 50 hours now on it.
Because who needs sleep? Sorry, at the time of recording this, how long has this game been out?
Since the 22nd, so it's been out for 8 days.
8 days, and you've put 50 hours into it already.
I am lucky enough to work a job where I am regularly forced onto overnights where I don't have to do much.
Wow.
But yeah, the TLDR for me, is it an RPG? Not in the sense that other Final Fantasy games are, but yes, it's still a role-playing game where you take the role of a character and play
But I mean,
through
all
a
games are
story.
role-playing games.
Exactly. Like, it's a stupid distinction. my personal summary is this is the most Final Fantasy game to have Final Fantasied since the 2000s.
Wow.
What came out in the 2000s?
All of the other Final Fantasies.
Right. So like 10 and...
10, 10-2, 13.
10-2 is the stupidest fucking name ever. Sorry.
Isn't it just a sequel to 10?
10, yeah.
That makes sense then.
10-2?
Yeah, it was Final Fantasy 10, and then they did a second one.
Yeah, it's X-2.
I don't think that's grammatically correct.
It's
Just
probably
personally.
not, but it was, they already
It's
had
also
Final
talking about a
Fantasy
game where
11.
people have like magics and...
Yeah.
I don't think it needs to be...
Either way.
I don't think it needs to be super grammatically correct.
Yeah. Either way, it's a super, super solid action game. The story is great. The visuals, holy shit.
Looks like Final Fantasy meets Cthulhu.
It's amazing.
Language.
Like, I think I was talking to my mum about it yesterday. No jokes, Floppy.
Disgusting.
I think this is probably the most impressed I've been by a game visually since 13 came out on the PS3. And that was 2009, I think.
I was chatting to your mum, and she was talking about things that she was mostly visually impressed with too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love it. I think I'm pretty much about to finish the main plot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa!
It's about a 60-hour game if you go through and do all the side quests and all the side missions. And then I'm going to do the Final Fantasy New Game Plus mode, which is harder and changes up everything combat-wise. But yeah, it's like a 30 to 60-hour game, depending on if you just mainline the story or do everything. I recommend it more than I would recommend, like...
Life.
Not life.
Spare time. Sleep.
I would say if you don't want to get into a more complicated battle system, this is probably the one to go for over something like 7 Remake.
Wow, okay.
I found 7 Remake easy, like the battle system. I don't like complex ones.
Yeah, no...
But anyway.
Yeah, easy better. All right, let's... So we haven't been in the same room since that ye olde surprise Nintendo Direct.
No, we haven't.
That I accurately called, I would say, in our Discord. I mentioned it. I think I was a day out.
That was a Nintendo Direct.
Correct. What did I say?
No,
I
sure
don't think he realised because he said Final Fantasy.
Anyway, if you'd like to join our Discord, head on over to hackthedino.com and press the Discord button up the top, and you can join for free, have a good time, give us all virtual high fives. We're a good bunch in there. We like good stuff, good games, and good gravy. Anyway, Nintendo Direct, real quick, the highlights. Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
These look cool.
Wonder Flowers are brand new pickups which dramatically change the landscape, allowing Mario to reach previously inaccessible collectibles. So it's basically Mario LSD, right?
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Pretty much all Mario games are LSD and fueled mind bends.
4-player co-op, and Mario turns into an elephant. Maybe
Yeah.
other animals.
But
This
the most
looks cool.
important thing...
This is the first 2D Mario that's new on the Switch, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Out October 20. So I'm
Nice.
very, very happy with that. We heard rumours about this coming out anyway, so glad that we will get it. I have heard people not like the animation style, but then I saw someone on Twitter have it his animation style side by side with some of the old 90s drawings of Mario.
Art for Mario 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fell in love so
The
hard.
personality of this one looks just like the old art for 3.
Yeah, and
So-
so that Mario 3 art,
Yeah.
that's me. That's what I drool over as a kid. Anything with that art on it, I grab because it is Mario. It is my Mario, apart from the 8-bit Mario. So yeah, cannot wait for this to come out.
No, that looked pretty cool. I'm keen.
One of my favourite things about this reveal... Sorry, Floppy.
Oh, I was about to go on to the next one.
Oh, I just wanted to say, like, my favourite thing about Mario Wonder was the reveal of Daisy as a playable character.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. I was pretty stoked for the next one because they announced Super Mario RPG Remake, and I'd never played Super Mario RPG, so yeah, I'll just play it like this.
You know what?
What?
As someone who has this as part of their fantasy critic, Mario RPG isn't that great a game.
I mean, I'm going to fight you.
Like, no, really, it's the first in a series, and Paper Mario is the better game.
Does it? Hang on, wait. This is part of the Paper Mario series?
This is the first one. So Paper Mario spun out of this.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I forgot how to talk.
Anto, rebuttal.
Rebuttal. The music in this one's better.
There's music in the games?
The combat in this one's better. The story in this one's better.
I only played
The
it.
characters in this one's better.
They're the same characters. It's a Mario game.
No, they're not. The Axton Rangers are some of the funniest people in a video game ever.
Anyway, I haven't played this in a long time because it's extremely expensive. I'm glad they're remaking it so people can actually have a go at it.
Also, for anyone watching who keeps wondering why I'm like flinching and blinking a lot, I got contacts today.
Yeah.
Just as a heads up.
He had to. We smashed his glasses because we don't like the way they looked.
Yep.
Yeah, they're both bullies. I'm here against my will every week.
Not every week.
Not every week. Sometimes we let him stay home.
Sometimes.
Princess Peach game was also teased, which is a lot better than the previous Princess Peach game on the DS, where she used her emotions as powers, and that was kind of gross. So hopefully they don't go that. It looks kind of like a stage show, like Mario 3 is. So my hope is that it's a spiritual sequel to Super Mario Bros. 3, but starring Princess Peach.
Cool.
That'd be
That
cool.
would be cool.
I'm down with that.
That would be very cool.
My daughter was very excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's no date yet. See, it's almost like, you need to see heroes of all ranges in order to include everyone and
What?
know that everyone... What I'm saying is Princess Peach having a game.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
Is
great because she's
something
always
for-
been the person to have to protect or to rescue.
Apart from at the end of Mario Odyssey, where, spoiler alert,
Oh.
she goes, screw the both of you, I'm going adventuring. That's great. That's a
See
great
ya.
moment.
Maybe it's a sequel to Odyssey then.
Ooh.
We haven't, no, I totally thought we were going to get that this time.
I thought we
Nah.
would too.
They're saving it for the next console. I reckon launch. It'll
Next
be a
year?
launch game.
After Princess Peach, they got Detective Pikachu sequel.
Yeah, you're excited about this one, aren't you?
I
Falcon?
am. Like, I really dug the idea of Detective Pikachu. I recently got the first game, haven't played it yet, but I'm keen to play that and then do this one.
You see the movie?
I did see the movie. I thought it was quite fun.
It was a very good movie. I chatted with the guy who wrote it. He's a very nice chap. Complimented
Just
it on his...
Steve.
No, he's, what is his name? I don't know. It's on Twitter. I was chatting
Yeah.
to him there.
Oh, I quite enjoyed that movie. I know a lot of people either. Well, it's Pokemon, so people are there are going to be people that hate it.
No, actually, it generally people liked it because it's
Okay.
like the original Pokemon Snap. It's the first time we got to see Pokemon in their natural environment.
The city.
Yeah. So the game as well. No, like interacting
I know what you
and
mean.
how
I know
they
what you
live
mean
in
like
that
that,
world. So Pokemon Snap, we saw them out in the wild and took photos of them. And
Yeah.
this one, we saw how they're integrated into that society.
I
and-
really liked how there was like it wasn't like people discovering Pokemon. They were just normal.
Yeah.
It was established and they had a place in the world.
And they didn't try very hard there wasn't like an exposition. It was just there.
Yeah. It's like the
It was just-
Flintstones.
Yep. They're just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I'm keen for it to be Detective Pikachu.
Speaking keen on things.
Oh,
Da-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum. Metal Gear Solid
Da-da-da-dum.
Master Collection. The first 3 Metal Gear Solid games plus the original Metal Gear NES games are coming out October
there's
24.
2 versions of Metal Gear and Metal Gear.
it's the
2.
NES and the
MSX?
MSX, correct.
versions, yes.
And IGN found some... Oh, was it IGN? No, it wasn't IGN. But someone found a data leak where
Oh yeah, with the Volume 2,
Volume 2 with Metal Gear Solid 4 finally
which has
being
been
saved from the PS3
PS3.
depths.
Metal Gear Rising needs to be on it, or I'm not in.
I mean, I think they'll do another
I'm sure they
volume
will.
of like the offshoots.
Have to.
they did say that on this one the Master Collection is going to be graphic novel as well,
Ooh,
That's right, yes.
The digital graphic novel.
digital graphic
Yeah.
novel, and a digital soundtrack
Yep.
Oh, good.
too. Apparently there was music in those games.
I'll probably pick this up, even though I own all those games.
Oh, so do I. But
Having
this
it
is
on the
like-
Switch,
This is
like-
going to be. Oh, I'm going to get him on the PS5.
Actually, I might get a PS5.
But
as
this
well.
is going to
getting
be
PS5.
like as much of as a fan I am of Metal Gear Solid on the PS1, my favorite game of all time, one of your favorite games of all time.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the play I play. This will be the way that I play it.
because they're just there.
It's just there and it's
convenient.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be the way I play it. This will be
you
a great way
know-
to experience those games.
Do either of you know if it's confirmed that it's going to be an emulated version of the PS1 game, or is it Twin Snakes?
I think it's PS1
Yeah. There's not Twin Snakes.
because they've
Kinda
not
wish
said
Twin
the words
Snakes was
Twin
in there
Snakes.
too.
Sorry?
I wish Twin Snakes was in there too.
Oh, I'm sure it will be in one of those offshoots ones that was like Revengeance and stuff.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I mean, so Twin Snakes has got like Mario stuff in it.
That's true. Yeah, it has like Mario and Yoshi.
So maybe there's
figures
a
and stuff.
licensing thing, which means they can't.
Yep.
Because I mean, Nintendo are so good at lending out their.
Yeah, they let everyone
Oh,
just
wait, no,
mess around with their IP. Just
Yeah.
love it.
They would
Open
never
free
shut
for
it
all.
down.
No, no.
No.
Wasn't it to do with the fact that, weirdly enough, Eternal Darkness is on the table? Silicon Knights did the port for Twin Snakes, didn't they?
I believe so, yes.
So they were a second or third party developer for Nintendo at the time.
Second party.
So I'm pretty sure it's Nintendo dev kit and code and licensing, so it would be a little bit weird to port over, probably.
Probably.
Well, I mean, I think it was made specifically for the GameCube.
Yeah.
And it's how that runs as well.
Speaking of weird, what was Vampire Survivors? Did I miss a total thing from that?
Dude.
Vampire
I'm so
Survivors
ready.
is... So remember, towards the start of the year, Braden came in and was playing his mobile instead of like helping us set up.
Was this the top-down game?
It's
Yes.
It's like a Castlevania endless shooter.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
It's
The twin
so
stick thing?
good.
Yep, it's finally coming to Switch on August 17.
With local 4-player co-op.
4-player co-op. The beauty about this game is the maximum time you can play it is 30 minutes.
Did you say local 4-player?
Yep.
Dude, we should play this.
Yeah, we'll stream
yeah.
it.
Dino More one night, we'll just play it.
Yep,
Yeah,
sounds good.
I'm so in. It's
So-
so good.
Ben will
would
buy it.
Yeah, no, it's going to be free to play.
All right, Ben will download it.
So if you want to see us stream that on a Dino More one night, head on over to hackthedino.com, sign up for the Dino More pledge level on our Patreon, and you too can be like some of our wonderful Patreons who get Dino More and watch us play that wonderful Vampire Survivor game.
So, just as a very quick, not even really a fun fact,
Oh, good. Wait, hit us.
For incredibly
can
boring and
probably
useless
tell-
bit of knowledge.
you can probably tell based on my reaction to this coming to Switch, and if Coda's watching, she'll probably vouch in the chat as well. When this was released on iOS for free, I hooked up a DualShock 4 to my phone, and I don't think, other than when I was asleep, I wasn't playing this game for like a solid 2 weeks.
It's so good.
It is amazingly
It's a lot of
good
fun. And it's free on your phone as well, Floppy.
Yeah, I can't put games on my phone.
That's fair enough. More
It's
people
a
should be
weird
like
thing that I can't get past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, Chrono Trigger's also on the iOS store.
I mean, your phone is perfect for DS emulation. I don't know why you haven't.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Because I have a DS?
Yeah, but you don't always have your DS with you.
Pardon?
No, that's fine.
Oh, I actually missed that.
Oh, I said you don't always have your DS with you.
True.
Do you know what we always have with us?
Our brains.
No.
But.
No.
Oh, I
Nintendo
do.
presidents?
That special place in our heart that we keep all of Nintendo's love locked away, making us feel warm and fuzzy.
I think you're confusing me with someone.
So Nintendo president Shuntaro
Furukawa.
thank you, says they plan to make a smooth transition for customers from Nintendo Switch to the next generation console by using the Nintendo account.
Good.
Welcome to the 21st century, Nintendo.
No,
Yeah,
no. Welcome to the 20th century.
2007.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. So something that Xbox and PlayStation have been doing since PlayStation 3?
Since
Xbox
2008?
Yeah. Nintendo's gone, hey, that's a good idea. Maybe we should do that. So the next console, what I took out of this is that they're starting to talk about the next console. And I am still feeling like we're going to get an announcement early next year.
You see, I think that they're starting to talk about it, which is not going to be early next year.
You don't think that they don't already have
No, I
stuff?
do. But I don't think that they're doing it then. Otherwise, we'd know more about it now.
No,
I'm
do you
still
remember the
committed
Switch
to the
launch?
idea it'll be September. We'll hear the first bit of news.
No, I reckon they're going to go May again. And I reckon it's just going to be...
You reckon it's going to launch early next year?
I reckon we'll hear about it in March, and it'll launch May/June.
Did you have that in a prediction of yours?
No.
I think one of us did. Hang on. Where are our predictions?
Right down the bottom of the run sheet.
Hang on.
I had one come true.
Did you?
Yep.
Which one?
We're talking about it tonight.
Oh. I also had one to come true. And it's not even the end of the year, but I can be pretty confident that it will come true. There are currently 290 million Nintendo accounts across console and mobile.
That's a whole lot of cheddar.
So it makes sense that
I don't know what that means.
Glad that Nintendo are doing something like that.
Yeah, that's good.
Speaking
step
of being glad of a large company doing something that we're all very pleased and happy is happening, this isn't the case.
This is also my prediction.
Oh, really? Xbox
Yes.
price increase?
Yeah.
I knew I'd heard it somewhere before.
Saying not have, I mean, it's damn cheap. Like,
So from July 6th, the monthly price of Xbox Game Pass Unlimited or Ultimate, will move from $15.95 Australian per month to $18.95 per month. And the base Xbox Game Pass for console pricing will see a jump from $10.95 Australian to $11.95 Australian. Also from August 1st, Xbox Series X console will be increasing its prices from $749 Australian to $799 Australian, getting it in line with that old PlayStation 5.
So still, that's damn cheap.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I cancelled my Game Pass.
Yeah, but you don't play your Xbox.
No, that's why
So
I cancelled it.
if you are a Game Pass user, $20 a month to have access to like 200 games.
Well, how much
your will?
is the PlayStation one?
21 a month for the highest tier, I think.
33 for 3 months. I can't remember what it is. I think it's $11.95 for 1 month.
PS Plus
Oh,
is
for the
$11.95.
highest
For the
one.
highest one, yeah.
The highest one's 21 a month,
Yeah.
roughly.
But that gives you PS1, PS2,
PSP.
PSP, PS4, PS5.
And we're getting streaming soon here.
Yeah.
We are?
So we'll get PS3.
Yep.
Wow. That's nice.
But yeah,
Good
even
value.
then, it's like it's pretty cheap for what it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, and the price of the console was like that was going to happen. Like they're still selling them at damn cost. Like they're not making money on it.
Yeah.
Anto?
And-
Sorry, I was just going to say, Anto, what do you think about the price increase?
I think even a $3 bump for Ultimate is still reasonable. It still puts them below Sony in terms of cost, which is good. What else was I going to say?
But I mean, is the PlayStation 1 that good? Like, for me, as a casual observer, with my flag firmly planted in Nintendo's camp, to me, I think the Xbox One has greater value than the PlayStation 1.
I would say out of the three of us, based on the consoles I own and the games I play, my flag's probably more firmly planted in the Sony camp.
It's because of the exclusives.
Probably. I think as a value proposition, Games Pass is way better.
Yeah.
I think for your casual gamer or family who doesn't have a tie to a specific console, hasn't got a tie to a brand from growing up with them, Games Pass is way better.
Yeah, agreed.
Well,
And,
what
you
a
know,
boring
if you've got
podcast. We all agree. I've changed my mind. PlayStation's heaps better, you jerks.
But then again, the Nintendo one has NES, SNES, Game Boy.
Nintendo one's bare minimum.
Yeah, I
It's
was going to
lawful.
say, like, what's on Switch Online is 75% of it is good,
Yep.
but it's not enough.
The thing that hey Nintendo, voice chat.
They
do
got an
voice
app.
chat
Did they fix that? Yeah, but an app on your
through your mobile phone.
voice chat where you don't have to use your goddamn phone.
They got an app. It's called Discord. You log on. No, Nintendo just...
Get your shit together with the voice chat.
It's Nintendo. They're never going to get their shit together because where their shit is completely different to where our shit is. They
It's
just
true.
shit in different areas, Nintendo.
Yes.
They shit on golden toilets while the rest of us plebs are stuck with the porcelain, sometimes twigs.
I mean, it's an interesting thing because, like, I don't know if this
The gold
is related
toilet?
to the next topic, but I'll say it briefly. Coda and I were talking literally this afternoon about exclusives. Honestly, that's the reason
Nintendo survived.
I have a console that I do. Like, without them, there's no point having multiple systems, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, they have to exist. I don't know if we're going into this in a bit, but
Oh, we will. We will. All right, let's jump in there now.
All right.
Topic of the show is, has Xbox really lost the console war?
yes.
So,
Is
Let me
there a
just say-
console war really?
let me
No.
just say, my very
No.
first dot point here on my notes is console wars are dumb.
Yeah.
So I do joke around a lot with Anto and other losers who like Sega. When I was young was when the first great console war happened. And it wasn't even the first one. The first one was like between Atari and ColecoVision or something. But I was firmly in the Nintendo camp, and part of the gimmick is that I carry that on because it makes me laugh, and that's
Gimmick.
what I do anything. Is I do things to make myself laugh. But overall, console wars are freaking stupid.
Yeah.
The very idea of them, that someone has to win, is ridiculous. We now live in an age where your average gamer has more than one console, and that's why Nintendo's been so successful, because
They've
Nintendo
been
are...
the other console.
They are quite alright being the other console. They are, yep, choose your Xbox, choose your Sony. They're really expensive. Here's something that's half the price, has all the games that you loved as a kid, has all the IP you loved as a kid. They can just play whenever. We don't mind. Just buy the console. We make money off it anyway. We don't need you to buy all the games that come out, unlike the others. Have a good time with it. Yeah, the frame rate pretty much sucks, and yeah, it overheats and runs out of... Don't worry about it. Have a good time. We're fun. We like stuff. You like stuff. Let's all be
fun.
We sell fun. Yes, that's their new tagline.
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure there's another company that's already got that tagline, but hey,
Oh, really? Which one?
No, I wasn't going to say that.
local retailer.
Oh, really?
Um,
I was about to say that sounds like the most corny and awful
It is.
government-driven attempt to not be a corporation there is.
Yep.
Cool. Anto, what do you feel about corporations?
I feel like we may have touched on what I'm about to say in a previous show. Nintendo's whole shtick sort of changed course completely after the N64 didn't do as well as they wanted it to.
Oh, the GameCube as well. GameCube
And
was
yeah,
I was watching a documentary on it the other night on YouTube. There's actually a really good channel called What Happened.
Yes.
And they did one on the GameCube,
Which is
fascinating.
wonderful machine. Like,
Yeah.
It is. They even said at the start the
Don't
GameCube.
tell me, I'll watch it.
Yeah, but it's something that's common knowledge. Look at that nose turn up! Wow.
Do you like that one?
They actually said that the GameCube now is more popular and fonder, or has fonder memories attached
Then
to
when
it
it was being made.
than when it was out.
Yeah.
And I had a GameCube at launch.
Same.
It's a wonderful... I play my GameCube more than I play any retro console in that room. It's great. Wavebird, perfection. Those controls, perfection. Smash Brothers, perfection. Star Wars, perfection. I want to go back and play Rebel Assault. Anyway, sorry, Anto, what were we saying?
Yeah,
gonna
I was
play
just going to say, like,
Eternal Darkness soon.
Nintendo's sort of decision to turn away from competing with Sony and Microsoft happened because of a GameCube. In terms of like processing power and just grunt, the machine could go toe-to-toe with the Xbox. You know, the Xbox was considered the more powerful system of the three, but the GameCube often had games that looked better than what competitors were doing. Like Metroid Prime 2 is phenomenally
Gorgeous.
good looking.
Even Metroid Prime.
Yeah. But after they, dumped money and resources into a powerhouse of a system, they went, okay, screw it. Let's go for the casual market. We've got a handheld that no one is competing with us with.
Sorry, I'll just quickly interject.
So, yeah,
Twin Snakes looks absolutely gorgeous.
it does. Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
But that's the other thing. Like, Nintendo have always had, at least up until now, and you could argue still now, a handheld that has made them enough money that they can take chances with home systems.
Yeah, they
Well,
don't have
there's-
to rely on it.
Yeah.
There's that fact that Nintendo could have something like, is it 4 absolute bomb consoles and still be
Yeah, they've got
in the
enough
black?
money in the bank to lose 4 generations and not worry.
Yeah.
Having said that, we were talking about Xbox.
We are, and we were
Yes.
also talking about
yeah.
generations.
Console wars are dumb because it's like watching 3 different races. One's a hurdle, one's a 100-meter sprint, one's a marathon, and you can't say who's winning between them because they're all different.
And one's hanging out the popsicle stand, being all cool.
Pops, yeah, that's where all us cool people hang out.
So I bring this up because during the week, Microsoft came out in their letters for this court case for their attempt to acquire Activision Blizzard. And they admitted in these papers that they have lost the console wars. This is the quote. Xbox has lost the console wars, and its rivals are positioned to continue to dominate, including by leveraging exclusive content, said Microsoft in its filing. Xbox has consistently ranked third in consoles behind PlayStation and Nintendo.
This didn't just come out there. It also Phil Spencer was on a podcast, journalist, gaming news show, Kind of Funny Games. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're watching. Greg, Tim, thank you. Blessing.
Blessings to the legend.
Love your work. Thank
Apart
you
from you, Barrett. Shut up.
No, I'm a fan.
No,
I'm a
shut
fan
up,
of-
Barrett.
No, I'm a fan of you, Barrett.
No.
Cool guy. Like your
I
wit.
like Barrett. He has
I
a
like
gun
your
for
wit.
an arm.
Love your Assassin's Creed thing. Anyway, Phil Spencer was on there I want to say a month ago. And just
early.
saying,
Yeah, I feel like it was within the month.
yeah, I reckon it's just saying, yeah, we lost that. Like quite candidly, it was almost surreal.
Is it? Or this is the part that I've got here in our notes. This reveal was part of the document filed in the dispute with the FTC over the Blizzard deal, and it's designed specifically to make the company look weak. Because what they want to do is say, no, this isn't a monopoly. We're not going to be hindering Sony's ability or Nintendo's ability to get all these games if we make them first party. Because we're in third place. We're struggling here. We need some kind of boost. We have no chance of being a competitive business. In fact, we're suffering so bad. Please, FTC, just approve this deal. Pretty please, I'm begging you. Like, it just seems it reeks a little bit of desperation in order to get it through. Another point that I've got here, Xbox states that in 2021 it had just 16% of total console sales, and that same year it had just 21% of the total console install base. So we don't know whether this is just in the US or around the world, because Xbox never releases any information ever.
There has also been far less Xbox Series X's and S's in stores than PlayStations.
Really?
Far less.
Yeah,
Right.
I think he also admitted on the same podcast, like, they underestimated, production in terms of, like, getting systems out onto store shelves as well. So they knew that logistically they messed up as well. So,
Well, I mean, we would be feeling sorry for Xbox if a document that was also presented during this hearing from Matt Booty of Microsoft said in 2019, quote, they would spend Sony out of the business if they wanted to.
What does that mean?
They
would
have
just
so
buy
much
everyone.
money, they could just buy up everyone. So Sony had no other
I feel like there's
companies.
a way better way of saying that.
But to put it down in an email,
Grammatically incorrect as it is.
well, that might just be whoever wrote this run sheet.
Maybe they got... Oh, okay.
But my point being, Matt Booty, one of the head up at Microsoft, has said in 2019, supposedly when they're losing and struggling as part of this console war, that if they wanted to, they could just buy up every studio they want and put Sony out of business, because they would have no other studios to go to, because Microsoft would own them all.
It's a little bit of a shit thing to say, isn't it?
Well,
Yeah.
it's costing him now. Anto?
I was just going to say the same thing. Like, they said, oh, yeah, we could outspend Sony and just buy up exclusivity rights to everything.
Yep.
Pretty sure it was like the last couple of days, they also went on record saying they've tried to buy or expressed interest in buying Sega, Square Enix, and a whole bunch of other Japanese
Oh, they
devs.
came out... and
Whose
the fact
pick was
they-
that last year?
They came out that it was discussed as options at some
Yeah.
point. There was nothing ever done about it.
And they haven't approached Nintendo again since the last time they were
Since
laughed out.
Nintendo
They got
laughed them
laughed
out. That's pretty funny.
I would like to call out in the chat Michael Towns, Game Boy Game, Stadia 2, Electric Boogaloo on the rise.
So, do we actually think that Xbox has lost this? So, there was also part of that report. Microsoft predicts 2028 will be when we see the next generation of consoles coming out.
I think that would make sense.
Yeah.
So, it's obviously
7
what
to 8 years of console gen.
internally they're sort of planning at. Do we think it's too early to call game on this this console era?
Definitely not.
No, I don't think so.
Look what happened to the PS3 360 era.
Exactly the point I was going to bring up. I still
360 came out swinging, and PS3 dropped. Like, I think by the end of that era, PS3 was everywhere in 360. No more.
well, to the point I had to. You guys actually had to correct me, because I was still under the assumption that Xbox 360 won that generation, and you just went no. Towards the end, PlayStation pulled out ahead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once the PlayStation 3 dropped its price, dropped the backwards compatibility, it just charged ahead with exclusives with better games.
Yep.
360 came out swinging, but then it just had so many problems.
Because they had cocky Sony then. They
There
were
was
dealing with
also
cocky Sony.
the biggest issue with PlayStation was
It was a grand.
price of entry initially for the PS3, but also the unique architecture of the cell processor made it very hard to develop games for.
Which is also why we don't get it backwards compatible.
And that wasn't something that most developers, including first-party devs for Sony, figured out until like 2010. So, yeah.
So like halfway through, they went like, oh, we know how to develop for this thing now.
You know what the biggest problem is, though?
What's that?
They don't have blast processing.
That's true. That's very true. Look how well it did for Sega.
Yeah. Dominated in the 90s.
Absolutely just blew everyone away with their blast processing.
I don't know what that is.
Anto, can you please explain to Floppy what blast processing is? I think it's very important it comes from you.
Blast processing is the reason Sonic goes fast and Mario Kart was bad.
It's a made-up marketing term
Yeah,
that
it was
Sega
bullshit.
tried to push that the Mega Drive had.
Blast. Well, they just
Blast
made up a
processing.
term.
Yeah, they just made something else. This is
Oh, yeah, I
blast
got-
processing.
Yeah.
I got
think
ultra snasm.
Yeah.
It was purely designed as Ben said, a marketing term, so that kids could go to the playground and be like, "Oh, my Genesis has got blast processing."
Your Genesis
Genesis.
got full of shit.
Mega Drive.
Your Genesis has a battery life of 2.5 hours.
Or as you
Why would you Genesis?
Aussies like to say, Segas.
Sega.
Just quickly, Dylan the Villain in the chat has said that they admitted, Microsoft admitted they bought Bethesda so that it could get Starfield. And yes, I read this report as well, that they apparently bought Bethesda because they were afraid that Starfield was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. And
Well,
they
Sony were going to, weren't they?
Yeah, they could not risk not having another exclusive on their
Hate
consoles.
to tell them, Starfield's already on PlayStation.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I'm actually, I still super intrigued by Starfield. That's a game I'm watching very closely.
I am happy that it's going to be a thing. I am happy for all the people that are going to enjoy it. I won't touch it.
I'm interested enough in it that Coda and I were talking this afternoon about, like, later in the year, maybe getting a Series S just to play it.
One of the new ones?
I like that. That's your pillow talk.
No, that was our over my breakfast and her dinner talk.
Okay. So pillow talk.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So, finally, what would it take for Xbox to win this console war then? How do they come from behind?
Games.
Games?
Get good games.
Like what?
Make a good Halo again, or come up with another IP that's as impactful as Halo.
So is it the exclusives that Sony has?
I
that put them
think
on
so.
top?
I think it is. Like, in my opinion, you pick a console by the games you want to play. And if there is a console that's going to have a game you really want to play, you're going to buy that one.
So again, coming back to the Nintendo talk, the reason Nintendo has been so successful is because they have the IP
have
that people
Mario.
want to play, and they have nostalgia on their side.
They have Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon.
What does Xbox really have? Like besides Halo,
Forza, Halo,
Fable, Forza, Halo, Gears.
Gears.
all
yeah.
of which are coming out apart from Gears.
Make a good one of those again. People will be on board.
and you're done. And I believe they can.
But there are two other things, in my opinion.
And Blinks.
The other one, they need to get into Japan.
Well, they've been trying.
They've been trying for a long time.
And this is why one of my predictions, I can't remember if it was this year or last year, I said Microsoft will try and buy Sega because that's an automatic into Japan. Like, they don't have to do anything. They just have to buy it and own it and release a couple of their, like... Can you imagine if Yakuza was just on Xbox?
People would riot.
Yeah.
I know, but, like, can you imagine...
It's like if the next Halo was only on PlayStation.
People would riot.
But that's the kind of stuff they need to do.
Yeah.
They're the kind of big swings you need to make. And unfortunately, what the FTC ban is doing is preventing them from doing that because that's exactly what they've tried to do with Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bring it down totally to the games because I have a lot of people ask me, like, what's better, Xbox or PlayStation? I'm like, dude, it's hold and forward. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
They're going to look a bit different. They've got some different things inside, but essentially, for what 99.9% of people are going to use them for, they're going to do the same thing.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
But they're going to do the same thing. They're going to play the games.
I
They're going
wish
to look
that was
pretty.
a gag.
Oh,
It wasn't.
No, yeah. So it really does only come down to games, because even more so now, cross-platform play on things. You don't really always have to have the same console that your friend
agreed.
has to play a game.
No.
There are
think-
still ones where you do, but
Perfect example of it is, I was saying, again, to Coda this afternoon, if Microsoft really did go and buy Sega or Square Enix, I would buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, if I had to do that to play the games I love playing, I would buy the system.
But it is exceptionally hard for a company to buy a different country's company.
Yes.
Yes. Look, it's not even cost anymore because they cost the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, especially now with that price rise.
Yeah.
Obviously wasn't working for them. So, in conclusion, console wars are dumb. Don't fall for it. It's
There
a
isn't a
trap.
console war. It's a
No?
media ruse.
It is. It's all designed to get you on the paying ticket of big Nintendo.
Yeah. It's not like Coke versus Pepsi level of animosity like it was with the Mega Drive versus the Super Nintendo anymore, but
There is no war
It's
there.
still dumb.
Coke wins.
nah, it doesn't. Pepsi's
There's no war anywhere because Nintendo
Pepsi's
just
gross.
creamed them.
Pepsi's great. What are you talking about?
I mean, it's not great. It's gross.
Disagree.
It's not up for option.
I don't drink soft drink.
You just drink coffee.
It's an axiomatic. It's axiomatic, mate. That is a self-evident truth. It requires no proof.
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast. We're bringing you the past, present, and future of all video games, news, previews, and discussions, and a lot of other nonsense that we feel like talking about. But this isn't all we do.
Nope.
Floppy,
Yep.
what do you do?
Stuff and things.
Yeah, cool.
I post pictures on the internet,
OnlyFans. What?
on on Instagram, of things that I have purchased, playing, wish to play, put on a shelf, probably won't play. The latest couple being, if you go back, that one there, or that one. I picked up Detective Pikachu the other week, and I picked up Cyberpunk, which I've started playing now.
Nice.
Because I had never did it. And after that one, I was lucky enough to get Eternal Darkness.
That is a very good pickup there. That's
from
about
a
a
friend.
$60 to $80 game.
It is, did not cost me that much. So I'm stupid amounts of happy to have that, because that's one that fucks with your TV and shit. It makes you think that you're losing your mind and shit's broke.
Pretends to erase your save data and a bunch of other stuff too.
Yep, crazy.
Yeah, the Sanity System, I think it was called.
Yep,
Love
correct.
it. And then after that, today, I had a friend find for me a PSP copy of Force Unleashed, which I will never stop getting Force Unleashed copies into my collection, being my favourite Star Wars game, and Spider-Man Web of Shadows.
Web of Shadows.
Which was very cool too, because I will always add a Spider-Man game.
Because Spider-Man's the best.
Yeah.
Ever. Spider-Verse is brilliant.
Yes, it is. Go see it.
Anto,
Hello.
Hobie.
what do you do when you're not working obscene hours?
And
On your
playing
OnlyFans.
video games. Well, to no one's surprise, the only thing I've done on my Instagram is Final Fantasy 16 related.
Nice.
I'm still on the lookout for the collector's edition with the statue, because I
really?
didn't want to pre-order a $700 thing, but now I do. So if anyone knows of one, and someone willing to sell one and let me pay in installments, hit me up. So I got the deluxe edition, which came with a cloth map of the world
Just came
for
with a
16,
cloth.
which is called
With
Thalathea.
Just a
spank rag.
The steelbook at the top was the pre-order bonus, and the one below is actually an embossed 3D effect one.
That's cool.
That came with the deluxe edition, which is very nice. Then it was just played the demo a couple of weeks ago and had a great time with it. And Final Fantasy 13.
Is that sealed?
Yes. Yeah. It's
you gonna
just a
play it?
steelbook. It doesn't have a game in it.
They sold you an
'cause
empty
it was
case?
it was just a bonus.
It's a sealed case.
It's an empty case.
Yeah, like me.
It had DLC codes in, but it was just a pre-order thing. Yeah.
And I also do Instagram stuff, which you can view with your eyes over at Mr. Benjamin, where I put up things in my collection. I actually haven't got a lot. Just the Super Mario Land that Floppy was able to generously pass on to me for money. No, Floppy found this as part of someone's collection who we're getting rid of, and was very nice in allowing me to purchase it, because it now is another launch title that I wanted for the Game Boy. So I'm very happy. I only need a box Tetris to go now, and I think I've got all the launch titles for the original Game Boy. So I'm very happy with that.
Reckon I
And it
can
is
get-
a beautiful condition
I reckon I
box.
could probably get you one of them.
A box Tetris.
Maybe.
Ooh, that's not good for my wallet.
I think this is probably one of my favorite Nintendo games.
It's pretty good. It's not as good as the second one, but it's pretty good.
I've got a lot of nostalgia for this one.
Yeah. Nostalgia wins all. Speaking of nostalgia, if you like awful bands, there's Roxette. But if you like awful drawings,
Roxette is a great band.
they were. They're dead now. Well, they are.
Are they both?
Well, one of them is.
Yeah.
Bad Game Arts, where I put up the worst video game art of the late 90s and early 2000s. So I've put some up today. So if you haven't seen them, head on over to Bad Game Arts over on Instagram. If you click on that first one there, Anto, we've
What
got
is that?
Amnesia. I feel like I need 3D glasses to look at this because it's so blurry.
Because of the gremlin and the person that's in 4D?
It's about to eat his face.
Yeah, or no, back of his head.
Yeah, one of the two.
Is that the back of his head or the front of his
I
face?
can't
I
tell.
can't tell.
I can't tell. But
I
it's the
don't know.
Best PC horror game according to IGN 2019.
Kind of starting to wish I had amnesia and don't remember that.
And then you could see it again.
No.
Next game we have is one I like to call an advertisement.
Why does it look like an ad?
Oh my god!
It is an advertisement. I just wanted to point out that James
Is that James Pond?
had
It is
legs.
James Pond.
James Pond.
Oh my god!
James Pond was a fish that had legs. Look at it. He's also got a bit of a booty and a bit of a gut.
I thought James Pond had robot legs.
Nope.
Do I remember that incorrectly?
He did in the second one.
He's got shorts and he's got a banging booty and he's got a big old belly. The old
I
James Pond.
always wanted to play James Pond because I'm a big James Bond fan.
Hang on.
But you know,
Yeah.
fish.
Okay, so
Looks like a shaved grimace.
he didn't have robot legs, but James Pond 2 was called James Pond 2
Robocod.
RoboCod.
I remember that.
That's amazing.
This is the art.
Oh, come on, please be as good as I hope you are.
When it loads, come on.
Internet, Australia.
Come on,
Winning.
interwebs.
It's pretty good. Oh,
He's got fins there. Why do you have legs in the other one?
No idea.
Anyway,
seafood buffet.
I think there's one more bad game arts you can look over at Instagram.com/bad game arts.
Muscle Bomber.
Hell is
Muscle
going on
Bomber,
then?
or as I like to call it by its byline, the body explosion. And it looks like some of those bodies have already exploded.
I'm pretty sure this is just like knockoff Fist of the North Star.
I can't figure out where one person starts and another one stops.
I can't work out, is that a vein or a tree trunk in that guy's neck?
Well, this one.
Yeah, the one with the mullet.
Oh, that looks gross.
Actually, I may have put one more up there, Anton.
I feel like I could grab that.
Oh, yes,
Ooh.
Boulder Dash. This man has never been in so much of a hurry to go to a toilet.
Or he has been hanging onto that, hasn't he? Or has he inserted one of those things?
Well, you
And
know,
it went too far.
you have to get him out of the mine
Well, I
somehow
mean-
without the slavers knowing.
Crystal orifice inserts are a thing, apparently.
I loved Indiana Jones and the
I thought
Crystal
you were going to
Orifice.
say, I love crystal inserts.
No.
Well,
Love a good crystal butt plug.
you know, they harmonise you apparently because crystals are filled with magic powers.
Yes.
And then when you put them in the butt, they're already inside.
They're
Work
filled of
quicker.
so many mystical healing properties that we build all our hospitals and all our instruments to heal people out of them.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we don't. You fucking lunatics.
Wow.
Okay, just very quickly, I want to show you guys.
Crystals.
Your
No,
butt plug.
but if Floppy puts one on his OnlyFans, then maybe you can see it. I don't know. Just as a contrast to the Castlevania bad art.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, this is the end of the show.
That's-
People are switched off anyway.
Yeah. This is the one we got. If it loads, come on internet. That's not what I wanted. What the hell?
That's not what I
So this is
wanted.
what we got.
Yep.
Like, actually good.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what America got.
God.
Yeah, we had this
Gosh.
one last time. It's a good time.
It's so gross.
I want the back of my head stapled to my shoulder blades.
Who slept on the couch wrong? Ah, god damn. Fell asleep on the couch watching Dazed and Confused.
Really though, check out his butt. That is a good side profile for
That's
a butt.
a pretty good
Yeah.
butt.
He squats like heck.
Why? Oh, he's the one with all the different, like, he's got bumps in his arm.
Yeah, that's right.
Muscles have got muscles.
Speaking of hemorrhoids, yeah, you heard. We've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast. I would like to thank our Patreon supporters that I never do.
Yes.
But I would like to thank them now before we go, right at the very end.
Yes. Can I, listen. Ash Knight, thank
Yep.
you.
Yes.
Karen Knight, thank you. Dylan the Villain, thank you. Triple Indy, thank you. Mike Towns, thank you. And thank you, Game Boy Dad.
Thank you for
Game Boy
watching, listening.
Dad.
Remember to follow us on all the socials. Leave a comment down below. You've turned off by now. You know when to turn off. I know. I understand. But
Usually when Ben starts talking about 2 hours ago.
finish it then. Go on. Finish. Wrap it up. Come on, Mr. Charisma. Go for it. Yeah, there's a podcast too.
Go listen to our podcast, please.
Wrap it up. Come on.
With a nice big bow.
Come on. How do you end
Come on,
the
Ben,
show?
just deal.
He's got a snooty on.
Oh, come on. Come on. You can't do
No,
it,
I'm
can
not
you?
good at it like
We've
you
been
are.
Hack the Dino. Thank you very much for
No, too
tuning in.
polite. Too polite. We've been Hack the Dino.
Gotta
Go
throw
f-
some cussing
yeah,
in there.
And get your... And while you're at it,
Say hi to your mum for me.
no, don't
Anto.
do that. Flop. It's not high. Stop it. Stop.